Tell us what you're going to be doing this evening.
I'm going to be performing a poem that I wrote.
Spoken word that she wrote. We heard this earlier. It's incredible. Best of luck, and we'll see you after the show.
Coexisting amongst the living. I'm just a shadow of the light that was, staring out of my window because I'm too afraid to venture outside, afraid that society will scrape away what is left of my pride, terrified I will crumple beneath the weight of expectations I'll never meet. So here I sit, glued to my seat, staring down into my coffee cup, wondering when is good finally good enough? When can I stand up for what it is that I believe without the fear of people misjudging me? I'm so tired of feeling stuck, listening to words I don't want to hear, afraid to stand up for myself out of the fear of being scorned as someone that's different. And Lord knows, I don't want anyone to see I'm not actually perfect. But I'm not perfect, and I'm nowhere near great. I am just one person who has made a lot of mistakes, and I am struggling desperately to combat all the things I find that I lack. I've got poor choices piled up and stacked so tall I can't even see the top of all the things that make me all that I'm not, and sometimes I'm sinking, and sometimes I can't breathe, and it feels like I'm drowning beneath the weight of the sea. A sea formed by people who pretend to care with transparent smiles. I'm caught in their snares of judgment and skepticism. And it scares me to admit that at times I've been one of them. I am equally wrong and equally condemned. My only excuse is that I'm part of man, a species so lost, confused, and hurt we wouldn't think twice about stealing a stranger's shirt. But I don't want an excuse for the way that I am, for not trying to do all that I can. I don't want to delude myself into believing things are beyond my control, because I have a voice, and I can stand up, and I can be brave, and I can be bold, and I can tell you that I am not a stereotype, a group, or a category. Instead, I believe that these titles should become a little less mandatory. Labels are for bookshelves, not for people. Since when did being who we are become something so criminal? I mean, no one term can define a person, who it is that I am. I wasn't made by this world. I was created by God's hand, and I don't believe that He intended for us to all think the same or to treat this life like some kind of game with no rules so we can do what we want and decide for ourselves who's worthy and who's not. All I'm trying to do is give this life all that I've got, because I'm a human being, not some kind of robot. And I feel, and I bleed, and I wonder, and I worry, why is it that we're always in such a hurry to remind people where they fall short, treating bullying like some kind of sport? It's disgusting when we've got men and women still fighting overseas in countries absolutely riddled with disease. There are people dying in the streets, starving children with hungry mouths to feed. Can someone please tell me, where are our priorities? Are we honestly this obsessed with politics and religion and ostracizing those that don't fit in? Is this what we've become? Is this the best that we can be? Tearing down others and ridiculing who it is or what it is that makes them happy. How can this be the land of the free if we're always separating ourselves from those who think differently, or lumping them into some new category? What is up with this obsession and forcing ourselves into groups? Why can't we just do what it is that we do? Instead, we go out into the world prepared to fight, to defend ourselves and what we believe are our rights, because people are equally determined to make you think just like them. Apparently, being who you are now has become some kind of sin. Well, we need to stop being so hard on ourselves. And we need to stop being so hard on everyone else. I can't be the only one here tonight concerned with how bad things have gotten, how spoiled we've all become, selfish, rotten. And while we might vary in what it is that we do wrong, it doesn't mean that we're not all singing the very same song. I too have been weighed, and I have been found wanting. At times, people have looked through me as if I'm absolutely nothing. We all have things we need to improve, but that should be an inspiration, not an excuse. The goal, I believe, is rise above and give love to others, even when it's tough, even when it takes all that you have, because there is an opportunity within us all to stand up for the person next to you, for the persecuted, for those who don't have a voice. Be proud, stand tall, because happiness and prosperity, it isn't determined by who you are, how many friends you have, how much money you're worth, but through kind gestures, helping hands, forgiving hearts. These are the things that are necessary in the cleansing of ourselves and purification of this earth.
Wow. Great job. Let's give it up for Brittany one more time. Great job.
All right, coming up next, we've got a familiar face.